pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Secretary, can you call the roll, please?
Malloy.
Here.
Chilada.
Here.
Casper.
Here.
Dunlap.
Here.
Lloyd. Here. Barry.
Here.
Nunza.
Here. What a great night. We're so excited to be here. I'm going to ask Mary T. O'Malley to come forward, please. So glad you're here. We're so glad to see you. This is a great honor for everybody in the district. This is one of our favorite nights as a board, as an administration, to honor those folks that have given their careers and done so much for our district. So without further ado, I will read. Resolution honoring Mary T. O'Malley. Whereas the Board of Education of Community Consolidated School District 146 is issuing a declaration honoring Mary T. O'Malley, who was an outstanding educational professional throughout her distinguished career. And whereas Mary T. O'Malley worked in District 146 for a total of 34 years, beginning in 1978. During that time, was an outstanding physical education teacher at Barrack Education Center. And whereas Mary T. O'Malley was always an excellent role model for students and demonstrated her dedication to them. And whereas Mary T. O'Malley was regarded as a skilled, highly integral leader and expert in the area of physical education. And whereas Mary T. O'Malley developed a warm relationships with students, staff, and parents alike. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Education of Community Consolidated School District 146 hereby recognizes Mary T. O'Malley for her excellence in teaching and wishes to express gratitude for her service to 146. Inducted into the District 146 Hall of Fame on this 11th day of October, 2022. Is there a motion?
I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, Secretary call the roll.
Malloy.
Yes.
Chilada.
Yes.
Casper.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Lloyd. Yes. Barry.
Yes.
Nunza.
Yes. Congratulations. That plaque is going to now place on our wall of fame.
We need some music for this. Drum roll or something.
I have that problem all the time, Matt. I just can't reach it.
We'll take a group photo after the second one. Okay. Next, can I have Mr. Paul German, please? Whereas the Board of Education of Community Consolidated School District 146 is issuing a declaration honoring Paul German, who has been an outstanding employee throughout his career at District 146. And whereas Paul German began working with Community Consolidated School District in 1978 and retired in June 2022. And whereas Paul German diligently served the community, staff, and students of Community Consolidated School District 146 for an impressive 44 years. And whereas Paul German spent thousands of evenings working as a custodian to ensure school was prepared for students, teachers, and staff the next day. And whereas Paul German was reliable and dedicated to always completing his work and to taking on additional tasks without question, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of Community Consolidated School District 146 hereby recognizes Paul German for his years of dedication and wishes to express their gratitude for his service to School District 146. Inducted onto the District 146 Wall of Fame on this 11th day of October, 2022. May I have a motion?
I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Secretary, call the roll.
Malloy.
Yes.
Shalata.
Yes.
Casper.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Lloyd, yes. Barry.
Yes.
Nenza.
Yes. So board members, when you have to come out, let's go ahead and take a picture. And Steve,
Are you sure? Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of cluttery over here. We're jam-packed.
move on with the business meeting, I do need to issue a slight correction on Paul's employment history with the district. The plaque is actually incorrect and will be replaced. He actually started in the district in 1973. Wow. And ended service with 49 years of service to the district. So we round up. So we appreciate both of you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone is welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if they'd like. If not, now is a great time to move on with your evening if you wish. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
That usually clears the room.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Cute that the young gentleman
It's my lot in life. Okay, we are at 4.1, Superintendent's Report.
Yes, I'm going to start with Jay Money, who's going to talk about the preliminary levy status.
So Cook County, as you know, tax bills are normally due twice a year in March and September. And the September bills are going to be significantly late this year, which means the money that we get from that will also come in late. The good news is we've known about this for several months. I think it's due to a large number of tax appeals, and they can't issue the bills until everything is settled. So the goal is for the county to issue those bills in November with a due date of December. So December is when we'll start getting our funds in instead of the normal September. So we've had to adjust our cash flow to make sure we have funds on hand to pay for especially our December 1st bond payment, but also all the other things that go along with that, payroll and everything else. So we're hoping that the bills do go out in November so that we'll have accurate numbers on which to base our next year's levy, which we issue in December of 22. So that's an update on that, good old Cook County.
So you'll see the preliminary levy at the regular November meeting, and then you'll pass the levy at the December meeting as usual. Question's going to be how good a numbers Jeff will have for that levy.
Is the March deadline going to be pushed back since,
I don't think so. I think their goal is
So-
to get back on schedule.
so they're going to have to pay a whole year's worth in 3 months? Wow. That's a lot.
So the next two items are just making the board and public aware of a couple upcoming dates. Our next superintendent's breakfast is going to be on October 25th at 9:30 a.m., typically in this room. We've invited the PTO and PTA leadership from each building, as well as the PACT membership from Central, and encourage them to bring their friends. I hope if the board's able to join us, you'll be available that day, October 25th at 9:30. And also announcing the date for the fall parent-teacher conferences, October 27th coming up. So we'll be rolling out signups for that shortly, and we look forward to spending time with our students' parents at that event. Next up, we've got a report card update as well as a homework guidelines update from Wendy.
All right, thank you, Dr. Stawick. As you know, we've been working on some work revising our K-5 standards report card. The report card committee is really excited and pleased to report out that they've chosen a selected condensed report card, which will include a lot more of our essential learning and priority standards, but less on sub-skills and some of the sub-standards with that. So we're in the process of firming that up. A little glance at some of the work we've done towards the revision work. Our specials, our art teachers, our music teachers, our PE teachers have been working and collaborating and have determined their priority standards or essential learning by trimester. We also have pretty much identified our math priority standards and essential learning. We have draft for identifying our science and social studies, which are going to continue a little more work, and I'll explain that in just a minute. And our ELA committee has been working and getting teacher feedback on our priority standards or essential learning we want to identify to report out by trimester. A little bit of what's moving forward with this work. We have an upcoming October SIP Day, and that's when we'll have our teams of teacher review some of our science and social studies priority standards that they shared with us initially at the beginning of the year when we had some institute time, and also just looking at their pacing. We're also going to be working on generating what we call family learning target sheets, which are separate from the report card, but these are sheets that will help. They're very student-friendly. They have icon statements. They'll help the learner and the family that's helping the learner kind of identify all the learning going on towards these priority standards and essential learning in the classroom. So we're very excited about that work. And then moving on to homework guidelines. In mid-September, Ms. Radke and I had the honor of meeting with our PACT and our PTO, a focus homework group. I just want to say it was a delightful meeting. It was inspirational to me. We got some great conversation and some great feedback, and we really appreciated their time. Some of the things we talked about during that meeting, we talked just about, like, what's your current reality in your family with homework and homework practices. We also talked about the impact homework might be having on any family commitments in your family. We spent some time also talking about if we were to develop some district belief statements, what would be important to you? So we took that feedback in, and we're going to use that as we move forward to derive some some district homework belief statements. As far as plans moving forward, we'd like to survey all parents on their homework practices and get some information from all parents, as well as our students from grades 3 through 8. And just know, like, the real goal of this is to help us get some consistency, some clarity, but most important, have this vision of what meaningful homework looks like for all. And so that's where we're at with that.
Thanks, Wendy. So, Matt, you want to tell them the news about Central's chiller, or you want me to do it?
Do it.
We're still waiting to get the chiller. The new delivery date is October 17th. If we get it on or before that date, then the installation will happen that last weekend in October. If not, we will keep you up to date as we learn more. Also happy to announce that Central inducted 48 new members of the National Junior Honor Society. That ceremony was on September 29th. 48 new members into that very elite Honor Society. And we were able to hear from 5 of our students, Yasir Al-Yasiri, Saffron Veerd, Callie Panazzo, Maggie Dunlap, and Trevor Wozniak gave speeches at the ceremony and represented their student body and the National Junior Honor Society very well. So congratulations to those students and all 48 students who received this great honor. Finally, I want to mention to the board and to the public that you have a distinguished board leader among you in Dean Casper. The Illinois Association of School Boards has a metric where they measure the amount of participation and board member development that a board member receives, and he has earned the level of distinguished board leader by the Illinois Association of School Boards. So congratulations, Dean.
That might be the first time I've been called distinguished. So
Finally, it's been a tough month in the Department of Condolences for our district. Jill Caper's mother-in-law passed away in September. Jill's math interventionist at Fulton. Zach Kulak, an alumnus of Central Middle School, passed away unexpectedly last week. He leaves behind a wife and 4 children. And Mark Pulis, son of Helen, died suddenly on October 2nd. Mark attended Fulton Central and Tinley Park High School, and Helen is a dear paraprofessional of ours at FERC and has served the district for a long time at a really, really high level. And our hearts are just broken for for these 146 family member losses, so our hearts go out to them and their families. That's it for the superintendent's report.
Thank you.
5.1, citizens may address the board at this time. Seeing none. 6.1, union reports.
Not even gonna walk up there yet, it's really quick. We finished the map testing, so that's all ramped up. We're taking a look at all that data, getting ready for our teacher conferences, where we can share that. Many of the conferences will be student-led, the younger grades, not as much, but we're trying to get all the data together so we can share all that with the parents. And it's closely followed by Halloween, so resting up because, it's a lot.
Thanks, Eileen. Thanks,
Thank
Karen.
you. May I have a motion for the consent agenda, please?
I move we approve items 7.1, approval of minutes, 7.2, approval of closed session minutes, 7.3, approval of the destruction of closed session tapes, 7.4, approval of financial items, and 7.5, approval of personnel items.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? Secretary, call the roll.
Malloy.
Yes.
Shalata.
Yes.
Casper.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Lloyd, yes. Barry.
Yes.
Nenza.
Yes. 7.6, approval of Ferric HVAC project.
Yes, so you'll see attached in board docs the proposal from Precision. We discussed this at committee of the whole last week. There have been no changes to that proposal. It's in the spirit of the proposal that you approved for Cruise last month, and we look forward to the board's approval tonight so we can complete both projects this summer.
Is there a motion?
I move that the Board of Education approve the contract for Ferric HVAC improvements as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Secretary, call the roll.
Malloy.
Yes.
Shalata.
Yes.
Casper.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Lloyd, yes. Barry.
Yes.
Nenza.
Yes. 8.1, quarterly investment report.
Yes, finally some good news. Interest rates are on their way up, so the amount of interest that we're starting to earn is also going up. When interest rates are changing, our district interest rate kind of lags both on the way up and on the way down because we have longer term items that are at lower rates, and as those roll off, we can reinvest at higher rates. So right now, today, we can get 4% for very short-term investments, but we're still waiting for, our 0.30% to roll off, and then we can reinvest it at a higher rate. So right now, our total portfolio yield is 1.18%. Which is on the way up. Last year at this time, it was 0.39%. And that number will continue to rise as older stuff at lower rates comes off and we reinvest at higher rates. So good news on the investing front.
Awesome, thank you. 9.1, communications correspondence. Dean, I think
That's
you-
me?
Yep.
Your kind gestures of sympathy will always be remembered with deep gratitude. Thank you for the beautiful flowers. They were a spirit lifter. Eileen Rosensteel.
Hey, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.